Some good singing? Oh, yeah, you're ready. I can tell. Oh, you're ready. You ready? We do a little Jesse Winchester? Huh? The boys were singing shing-a-ling the summer that we met. You were 10 and 17. How could I forget? Every star from near and far was watching from above, watching two teenagers fall in love. The way we danced was not a dance, but more a long embrace. Held on to each other and floated there in space. And I was shy to kiss you while the whole wide world could see. So shing-a-ling said everything for me. And all the poor old folks, they thought we'd lost our minds. They could not make heads or tails of the young folks' funny rhymes. But you and I knew all the words, and we always sang along to old Sham-a-ling dong ding, Sham-a-ling dang dong. Wait. So after years and after tears and after summers past, the old folks tried to warn us. The old folks tried to warn us our love would never last. But all we get was soaking wet from walking in the rain and singing sham-a-shing-a-ling again. And all the poor old folks, they smile and walk away. But I bet they did some sham-a-lama, a ding-dong in their day. I know, I should learn this song better, right? That's a beautiful Jesse Winchester song. The boys were singing shing-a-ling the summer that we met. I don't even know if that's play today. All alone, Sunday morning here at home. Sky's blue and his coffee's strong. It's true. Thank you, Robert Rossi. Good Lord. Very generous. Thank you so much. Good day, good day. Cindy Kuhn sitting in SFO. She boards for Asia in a couple hours, and this is how she spends her time. Good Lord. A singing dog, an out-of-tune guitar. You and I here all alone. Sunday morning here at home. Sky's blue and the coffee's strong. It's true. Then I open my eyes to a dream realized in front of me. And I haven't got a clue what in the world is happening to me. I think I'm happy, like the first day of summer vacation. Happy, gotta get a little rest and relaxation. Happy, like the choir on Sunday morning singing true. You good? Is that enough? I think he's done. I think he's digging this singing. I think he's digging it. He comes up here now. He lays right by me. He knows what's coming. He knows he's singing for his supper. This is all for Pate. This is for chicken sticks. This is all for Pate's subscription. Pays for your chicken sticks. So you got to do it. You can't not sing. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Had kind of a nothing day today. Just messed around. Messed around all day. Didn't see anything too remarkable out there. Like I said, I think we are being lulled into a false sense of security. I think some shit's about to hit the fan with some new AI stuff, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe nothing's going to happen in 2024. Maybe 2023 is not the last normal year. I think maybe 2023 was just a year. 2024 is going to be non-remarkable. Very possible. And then we'll just sing songs. All right, people. Let's get this show started. For the chicken. Champy's singing for the chicken. Only musicians don't follow the singer. What are you smoking? Did you not see Midjourney replacement for free? No, I didn't. Wait, what's that? What's Midjourney replacement for free? What the heck? Oh, that was wrong, right? Midjourney. Journey. Midjourney just pushed out some updates to the web alpha. Can you make PixArt-alpha. But is it Midjourney? PixArt-alpha. Transformer-based text-to-image diffusion system. No, I don't know this. I do not know this. It looks like it's a paper with a little, but it looks like you can play with it, yes? Is this the one you're talking about, Sherry D? Oh, you're not looking there, but... So it's a Hugging Face Spaces right now? Yeah, I mean, quality-wise, it might be there, but what I'm looking forward to is Midjourney. Like Midjourney, I actually meant to show this the other night. Midjourney, they're improving their website. So if I sign in, well, let's get started. We'll get started here. We'll come back to this. Oh, see, I got to do multi-factor authentication. What's the latest on Gemini? I don't think anything, but maybe I missed some shit today. Gemini, Ultra. News about Gemini. Nothing, honey. Nothing, honey. Nope. Nothing. We ain't got no news. All right, everybody. So welcome. This is the AI Learning Lab. I'm stumbling around in the dark here. Bunch of Google text to video papers came out. Yeah, I saw a couple of those. Those were okay. You need to be using Suzanne's GPT for AI news. Yeah, I should do that. Although the last time I tried to use it, she did not work. What's it called again, SourceCamp? Let's see, Suzanne. Welker? Is it Welker? Is that right? No. W-E-L-K. No. AI Daily Rundown. AI Daily Rundown. S. Welker Jurgens. Okay. Today's AI news. Let's see if anything comes up. Yeah, Google put out a couple of papers today on some video stuff that looked pretty cool. The problem with the Google papers coming out as they do, it's a preview of what's to come, but it's not really what's there. Like they've got some really exciting papers they put out that you can get to if you build using their API stuff. Suzanne, I don't know if you're on here. Oh, now it's working. Error creating image. This GPT breaks for me for some reason. It's weird. Google backs National AI Research Pilot. Okay, cool. Google's Gradient invests in Send AI for data extraction for complex documents. All right, so they invested in a startup. ServiceNow. Rise in cyber attacks. Yeah, I don't think there's anything super massive that I saw. Anyway, so welcome. My name's Kyle Shannon. This is the AI Learning Lab. So what we'll do here is we'll get started. We're not really started yet. We're just kind of babbling, back and forth. And then we'll show some stuff. We'll talk about some stuffs. 30-minute hellos. Exactly, Danielle. Danielle's got it figured out. She understands how this works. Let me get my little mod channel up in case there's any panicked. Kyle, you gotta go look at something. Space-time text-to-video diffusion model by Google Research. All right. So, Lumiere. Didn't we look at this last night? Lumiere.video.github. Is this new? Hasn't this been out? Did they update it? Oh, they're using... Oh, it looks like they rolled a bunch of things together. This looks like they rolled style drop into some video stuff. So this is actually probably worth looking at. Let's see. Lumiere dot video.github.io. That's spelled right. Oh, dash video. Lumiere-video.github.io. Let's watch this video. So it looks like they're rolling some tech together. I don't know if Pate's in here, but let's just watch the video. It's text to video. So they've got text to video, image to video, stylized generation. So this is that style drop thing, although this doesn't look nearly as good as when it was just images on their own. And then there was video stylization, so you can take a source video and just describe different styles and it'll recreate it. Then there's cinemagraphs, which are just animated GIFs. Then there's video in painting, which is cool. Like change her outfit. Well, let's see what they say about it. Is it all square? All right, that's interesting. I mean, but if you remember, there's this thing called style drop. Style drop Google. That they're using some of the same tech in it. It looks like this style transfer technology, but this looks really slick. Where is it? Oh, this was just an article. Oh God. Are you gonna give me a hyperlink to the actual site, you dum-dums? Anyone? No, screw you. I can't deal with what are they called? Media sites that don't link you out of their site. They're like, well, we don't want them to leaving the site or they'll never come back. Well, guess what? If you don't link me out of your site, I'm not going to stay there in the first place, you big fat dum-dums. Okay. So this is a paper. This is a paper that this came out. This was ages ago this came out. Like June maybe? June or July? And then they've got this, you put one image in and then it makes these static images that are identical to that input image. And they have a bunch of different styles and these things look great. And then what they just showed in the video, like it was this same input image and it sort of looked like this stuff, but it looked like shit. Here. like I don't know, there's something about the video. It looks really janky, but the static images look fucking perfect. Like there's how do I go left here? Can I go back? Where's the left arrow? There. Like, look how good those... So there's the input, like, sticker. And look how good those stickers look. And then if we go to this here vidya, there's the sticker. See how janky they look? They just don't look... They don't look good. So anyway, all right, whatever. And it only looks like they're making square video. The research stuff is rarely able to go into production immediately. That's why it's research. That's from Pate from Google. Thank you, Pate. Yeah, I know. And that's like, as I'm looking at this isn't ready to go anyway. Like it's square only video. But what's really cool here is you can see where it's going, right? You can see where it's gonna end up being this tool that is, you can generate it. You can start with video. You can start with nothing. You can start with an image. You can start with a style. You can in-paint. You can out-paint. You can, right? So you can see where this is headed. But what we don't know is when are mere mortals going to get their hands on this shit, right? And that's more what this channel is. Now, if you're a developer, you should definitely be, if it was OpenAI, you'd be using it. Well, if it was OpenAI, I'd have a consumer interface I could use it on. Not a development environment. Like Pate, you'll notice I don't hang out in OpenAI's playground. I hang out in ChatGPT, right? I could hang out in Google's development environment, but it's not, I'm not a developer. And you did a Freudian slip. If it was OpenAI, you'd be losing it. Oh, I'd be losing it. No, I wouldn't. I would still be bitching about this. The fact that it can't do 16:9 video, it's only showing square video, and the fact that the degradation in image quality when you animate these things is so dramatic. No, I'd be shitting on OpenAI. Dude, I shit all over the OpenAI store. The OpenAI store is a piece of steam and poo. It's not even a store. Have you looked at Veed.io? Yeah, I looked at that one. That was pretty good. It's okay. Here's the problem with all these individual little tools is like there are too many of them, right? There's thousands and thousands and thousands. Look, this is the GPT store is fucking horrific. It's not. Have they added more than 7 sections? And is this more than just an anchor tagged web page? No, it's not. And do any of these go more than 12 featured things? See more. 12. No. This is a steaming pile of poo. Like, I think the plugin store was better than this. So, but, ChatGPT is still better than Bard. So until that changes, Pate, that's where we're starting. We're starting with this is state of the art, and when they put out piles of shit, I'll say it. This store is really bad. What's the name of the website? That Google website was Lumiere, Lumiere. Lumiere. -video.github.io. And this is chat.openai.com. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. Did you see the GPT to search the GPT store? Someone created it. No, of course they did. Because someone had to create something that sucked less than the fucking site that they built. I can't believe we had to wait 3 months for that steaming pile of poo. Sam Altman announced that at the beginning of November. And then they didn't launch it in November because they decided to fire Sam Altman. And then they waited an additional 2 months to launch something that, like, this must have been what they coded in November. And then they just got busy trying to, lick their wounds after firing Sam Altman or deal with AGI or whatever the fuck was going on over there. But they're clearly not taking the GPT store very seriously right now. And it might be, listen, who knows why, right? It might be that they know what's coming and they don't want to put time into this because they're doing something different. I don't know, but it's a steaming pile of poop. All right, let's see. Let's get going. I haven't even gotten started yet. We're all running down all these rabbit holes already. Welcome everybody. If you're new to AI, we will go look at shit. I'll give my 2 cents on it. I tend to be an AI optimist, but I try to be decently realistic. Other than the fact that I do refer to what it does as magic more than Pate is comfortable with. Pate works at Google. He's like, it's math. This is a probability engine, dear sir. We shall not refer to mathematics as magic unless it works like magic. Yeah, it's close enough. It's close enough for me. Check out GPT Finder in the GPT store. Okay, I will check that out. All right, fantastic, Bob. Hey, listen, what are you doing tonight? What are you guys doing tonight? Are you gonna go look on the internet for some of that AI stuff, huh? Or Hey, Kyle, are you going down to the mall today? You going to the Orange Julius? Hey, Kyle, you going down to the mall today? I grew up in central Pennsylvania. That's what I listened to for most of my schooling years. Was that accent. I had to get out. I had to get out of there. You going down to the mall today, Kyle? Hey, Kyle, you going down to the mall? Got to change the oil in the car. I've only ever seen, in my lifetime, I've only seen one thing on TV that had that accent. And it was the Tracy Ullman show. And she did a skit called The Baltimore Steps. And it was about, she played a girl leaving home and going to college. And everyone was crying and she was packing her stuff and trying to leave. And they wouldn't let her leave. And that was the accent they all had. And it was fucking perfect. I was like, holy shit, somebody got it. You going down to the mall today? You can take the magic out and it'll still work fine. Take the math out and it's useless. That's a very good point, Pate. Very good point. Letter Kenny. Hiya, AI people. Hello, Ashu. What's happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I used to sound just like Blake Station. He's from my hometown. I fixed it. My Uncle Earl lived in Pittsburgh. Uncle Earl would change my car. But magic makes it pretty. Well, I'll tell you what makes the AI stuff magic is what it was trained on, right? It's the P in GPT, pre-trained. What makes ChatGPT so remarkable, the math makes it possible, but it's the data that's in there that it's what it's been trained on, right? And so that's why it responds to you in ways that are like seemingly human. And you're kind of in this weird, have we passed the Turing test? I'm pretty sure we're past the Turing test, right? We're kind of in that land. And that's like, it's funny, like why I refer to it as magic is it's just like, it's just, I've spent my whole fucking life looking at sci-fi where it's like, that's not going to happen in my lifetime. And then I'm sitting here playing with the exact same computer I've been using, for 30 years. Well, not same computer, but same basic interaction. And all of a sudden it's acting different. And it's wild. I'm so ashamed of the GPT store that I don't want to make a follow-up demo I promised my audience. So, Sina, here's the deal. Keep building. Keep showing stuff. Just because the GPT store's not what it needs to be, don't stop sharing shit. Talk about the store. And you can talk about, hey, this has got a long way to go. Right now, it's basically you can get stuff up there and people can find it. Are people going to come to that store because of the store? No. But if you build really good GPTs that people can use, put them out there as a calling card. Build calls to action for your services into the GPTs. Just keep building, keep building, keep building, keep talking about it. If you've got an audience, keep going. And if you're fucking bored with ChatGPT, show them image stuff, make videos, do a Suno song. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think what I'm going to do for the next few days is I'm going to take the list of recommended sites that I tell people to go check out, and I'm just going to pick a random one or two, and we'll go look at them and see how they are. Because these things are changing really, really fast, and so we'll just sort of putter around to different things. If you've got questions about AI, pop them in the comments below. The mods do a really good job of sort of floating questions up so I can see them. Because as I start demoing stuff, I kind of lose my mind and can't look at everything. So just be patient, and your questions will be floated to the top. Ooh, that's really nice. Who did that? Kevin Vasquez. I'm graduating. Someone's got their AI Learning Lab certificate. If you're really nice, I'll give you an irregulars. I think we have to make some irregulars diplomas. I think it's important. Question I get is, will these GPTs and info be available for those not on a paid plan? Not until further notice, Lori. I mean, as far as I can tell, GPTs right now are... What did Sam Altman say? I wrote it on my whiteboard. He said something about ChatGPT, and he said, or ChatGPT 4, and he basically said ChatGPT 4 is just for practice. Like he kind of disparaged ChatGPT 4 as that's just to get people ready for what's coming. And so I think that GPTs kind of live in that space. So what I take from GPTs is we have now moved into a world where non-programmers are going to be able to generate sophisticated applications. And like anyone will be able to generate sophisticated applications. The form of GPTs right now, my guess is that they won't be anything like that 6 months from now. And in my olden-timey mentality, I'd have been like, well, fuck it. Why would I build it? But in knowing what I know now, or having been through this before with the World Wide Web, what I know is that any time that you spend right now building stuff, building prompts, building GPTs, figuring out how to do images, figuring out how to make videos that have music behind them, and all that sort of stuff, is training you to be ready when the cool shit comes. And you're like, but Kyle, it's already so cool. It's already so amazing. Yeah, I don't know if you follow Matt Wolf. Matt Wolf's the one that put together Futurepedia.io. He said in a tweet like 2 days ago, he said, like he was thinking that the ability to do like a 30 or 60 minute video from a prompt was probably 2 or 3 years away. And he said, I was wrong. Wait till you see what's coming in 2 or 3 months. So I think on all levels, I think when Gemini Ultra from Google comes out, I think when GPT-5 comes out, which, I mean, that could be later in the year, but we don't know. When whatever the next generation of these video tools come out, we're going to have to relearn everything. And you should be building today. Because here's what you're doing. You're establishing yourself as an expert in generative AI. You're building skills. And more than building skills, you're building an awareness that something new is possible. And not an awareness like, oh, something new is possible. Yeah, AI is going to do cool stuff. No, like internalizing, like, oh shit, I'm a horrible illustrator, but that no longer matters if I want to make art. Oh shit, I can't sing or write music super good, but now I can. Oh shit, I wasn't a cinematographer, but now I am. Oh shit, I wasn't an application developer, but I've made, if your name's Daisy Thomas, more than 80 GPTs, 80 applications she's put out in the world. Suzanne's done 40. Anne's probably done 40 or 50. Right? So that's why to do this now. But I wouldn't get too caught up in, yeah, but no one's going to use my GPT because they don't have access to GPT-4. At some point, OpenAI will probably do that. Just understand the game you're playing and do the best you can within the game you're playing. And so OpenAI puts out a shitty store. Okay. The fact that non-programmers can still make, thank you very much. The fact that non-programmers can still put together these incredibly sophisticated GPT-4 custom GPTs is miraculous. People are discovering whole new ways to express themselves because of this. And so what those people are going to have an advantage on the rest of the people is when the next version of these things comes along, they're going to be like, I know exactly what I want to do now. It can do that now? Holy shit. Let me take what I learned in my GPTs and jump over to whatever the next version of them becomes and blow the doors off the thing. Source Camp, I hope what I'm learning gives me a bit of foundation for the next. Oh, it absolutely will, Corey. See, I think Corey's doing it right. A lot of people in here are doing it right. What a lot of people in here are doing is they're taking who they are as human beings and they're finding new ways to manifest their talents with these new tools. And it's really fucking exciting. And it's really empowering and it's really inspiring. And so, yeah, Corey, I think all of what you're learning is transferable. Who should I follow to learn prompting? Here's why it's a complicated question. It depends what you want to do with your life. If you're just talking about learning prompting as, using ChatGPT type tools, you can learn structured prompting. Structured prompting is not a bad thing to learn. You can follow Rachel Woods. She's one of the people I recommend you follow. There are all sorts of videos on prompting. The challenge with it is like this is one of those I feel like it's important right now to play. So what I would say is follow some people to learn some fundamentals, but don't get too locked into there's a way to prompt. Because if you look at what's coming with Gemini Ultra, where you've got images are as important in the prompt as words, or if you, even in ChatGPT 4 right now, if you use GPT Vision, you can upload a picture of a whiteboard and just say, what is this? And it analyzes what was on that whiteboard. That's not really a prompt, but that is, like, you've got to understand that prompting is just an input to the computer system. And there's going to be lots and lots of ways to prompt. So learn the concept of prompting more than the tactical details. Because these systems, as they get better at reasoning, and as they get better at, here's a good word for you. Get your notepads out, people. As they get better at agentic behavior, where they're taking actions on your behalf, they're going to prompt themselves. All you have to do is give them a goal. So if you want to be a developer and work on the back end of these systems where you're putting the prompts in that make these things do their stuff, then it probably makes sense to learn a more sort of technical approach to prompting. But if you're just a human being trying to figure out how to do AI, just start playing. Follow Rachel Wood. She's got she sort of attacks this stuff in a much more structured way than I do, right? This is Chat ADD. This channel's Chat ADD. Like, my prompting style is fast and loose. Like, can I get it? Can I get it there? It's 80%. Awesome. I'm done. Other people are like, I'm going to sort of prompt the shit out of this thing, and I'm going to do details, and I'm going to da-da-da-da-da-da. She's more like that. There's no real right way right now. And it's changing. Like, it's changing dramatically fast. In fact, a thing that would be really interesting, actually, let's go to chat. So here we are at ChatGPT, right? And so you're like, well, I don't know anything about prompting. Okay, fine. Let's go over to the internets and look up Civil War letters, images, Ooh, that's a cool one. Okay, I'm going to copy that image. I'm going to go back to my ChatGPT. I'm going to paste that image and say, what is this? Appears to be an old postcard with both an illustration and handwritten text. It depicts a Native American scene with an individuals in traditional clothing, some on horseback with the American flag present. The handwriting seems to be a personal message from someone named Henry, who is a recipient. Name isn't entirely clear because it overlaps with the illustration. So you can say, can you read it? Best wishes, Henry Sneed. Dear sister, I received your something. Let's see. Try again. You can do it. Apparently, giving ChatGPT encouragement. Look, dear sister, I received your loving letter on the 26th and was glad to hear from you once more that you are getting along so well. I'm in the best of health, thank God. I'm not all idle, but have the sweet feelings of success and cheerful thought of honest days toiling thrown at large something, my only earning and saving. I'm doing fairly well and am quite well known here in somewhere. and have a good many friends. The message continues, but it comes in increasingly difficult. All right, let's go find another one, because that wasn't really Civil War. Let's see if we can get a Civil War one. That's got a date. Oops. Let's see if I can read this one. Copy image. And you're like, but Kyle, what are you talking about? I asked you about prompting. What is this? Dear mother, thinking of you, whereabouts, look for me, home. Concluded to write you a few lines to inform you. I shall go to Winstead today. It's Glastonbury from 1863. And I shake. My account's settled. Letter appears to be a son informing his mother of his travel plans and whereabouts. It also mentions settling accounts. The letter provides a glimpse into personal communications from the Civil War era. What was happening at this time, and where might this person be? Given the locations mentioned in the letter, Glastonbury, Winstead, Hartford, and Middletown, likely a person was in Connecticut, a state that was part of the Union in the Civil War. In October of 1863, significant events were happening. And then it talks about the aftermath of Gettysburg, the Battle of Chickamauga, which I've never heard of, and the Siege of Chattanooga. Connecticut played a significant role. So all of a sudden here, what prompts did I write? I said, what is this? And then I said, what was happening at the time? I don't need to use prompting. And then, so my idea was, well, so maybe, let's go back out here. Let's go to this thing, go whiteboard. Images. Whiteboard notes. Let's get a crappy whiteboard thing going here. Whiteboard displaying notes. Oh, wait, that's good. This is good. Okay. Copy. Copy image. ChatGPT. I'll do a new chat. Paste. What is this? So why I'm doing this is, if you're enjoying this conversation, join us at thesalon.ai. Thank you. So this is figuring this thing out. So you could take a course to learn prompting, but what if you spent a week doing nothing but non-traditional prompting, right? Use images as prompts. Take stuff from ChatGPT that ChatGPT comes up with, go over to Suno and just say, write me a song about whatever the topic was that ChatGPT came up with based on an image. Take some image that was made from ChatGPT over to Runway ML, turn it into a movie. I wouldn't get too wrapped up in prompting. I made a GPT yesterday. Fantastic. You can upload an image and find the font. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. It's so amazing, isn't it? I know. We are getting to play with actual machine learning. That's what See, the data scientists have been excited about this shit for a long time. But they could do all the geeky math stuff to make it do its magic. And that's why it remained narrow, right? ChatGPT, marks the new era of general knowledge tools that the rest of us can use. Let me say, make a table organizing the notes. So let's say you did this brainstorming session here, and you were assigned with creating notes. The table is simplified. It looks like you truncated. Do it all. Something's up with ChatGPT. It's being weird. I saw some notes on Twitter today that ChatGPT is just being weird, and like people's GPTs aren't functioning right and shit like that. I'm always afraid to go over my GPT prompt word limits, so I don't prompt it. How does it work? Wait. I'm always afraid to go over my GPT prompts words limits. I don't know. Apparently, if you go to Teams, if you go to GPT Team, your context window goes up to 32,000 tokens. And normal ChatGPT 4 is 8,000 tokens. So it looks like when I told it to do it for real, it's doing it for real. All right, so that's good. So now I'm going to say, can you group the notes into categories in each of the 3 sections? Lunarstick, what's happening? Your ears must have been burning. I was talking about all the dang GPTs you've been making. I also sent you a note. I had time today, but just send me some availabilities. We can chat. Empowered Pixels, I'm inspired. Going to start building some marketing strategy GPTs tomorrow. No. Empowered Pixels? No.
You could make money with ChatGPT. You could make money with ChatGPT.
All right. I want you to go make a GPT right now. Right now. Thank you for the dog butt. Dog butts always make me smile. I want you to do it right now. So here's what we're going to do. Why is this? Oh, because I asked it to categorize these things. Oh, wow. Oh, by the way, if you've been watching the screen while I'm talking, yeah, Emilio's wife, Empowered Pixels today. So we'll go build one here. Notice what's happening here. So I threw in that image. I said, what is this? And then I said, put the notes in a table, and it screwed that up. And then I said, no, do it completely. Don't get lazy. And then it did it. And then I said, can you group the notes into categories in each of the 3 sections? And so it went off and did that. So it's kind of prompting itself here. I mean, I gave it this little goal, and then it broke the content up into sections and created categories and made separate tables for each of the 3 areas. Each suggestion represents a community-provided idea. I mean, dang. let me see this. We'll try this. Is there any idea within these concepts that is visually interesting? The answer will probably be yes. Heated seats, napping pods, box fort, hot community cocoa, check-in system at the front desk. So this is library stuff, I guess. Great. I'd like you to make a 16 by 9 wide image of a library concept that features these 7 visuals that you've identified. And again, what's my prompting here? Am I learning how to, like, have I learned prompt strategy from Rachel Woods for how to do high-end, fancy, structured prompting? Nope. I'm talking to it like I have an intern. And I'm giving it really crappy directions. And it's responding with better than I deserve. So don't get hung up on prompts. Can you incorporate a YouTube video in a GPT? You could certainly incorporate links in there. I don't think you could embed one, but you could certainly take a CSV file of it made a bunch of different things. All right, let's do. I'd like a single room in the library that has these elements in it, period, as opposed to each element has its own room, which is what you created. Please fix this. What was the question? The question was, YouTube videos. You could do a CSV file with a bunch of YouTube descriptions and links to them, and use that as your source. And then, God dang it, this new dictation thing from OS X, it just keeps typing. So you could certainly build something that jumps you out to specific YouTube videos, but you could also just go to Bard, and Bard does that pretty good. Yeah, I mean, this is the other thing. Start learning your tools. All right, there's our fancy library with our napping pods and whatever the hell else was in there. Our hot cocoa. Here's our hot cocoa. But I mean, so for me, I could go learn prompting strategy and prompting structure, or I could learn what this tool can actually do and just play with it and just learn, holy shit, it can do all this without me having to learn shit. Well, I had to learn that it could do this. Right? Basic question. Can you explain tokens? Absolutely. The good news is we've got Peyton here from Google, so if I screw this up, he will chew me out and he will fix it. Okay. So to a computer, there's no difference between a letter and a space and a comma and a space. So tokens are either a word, a space, a punctuation mark, or some fragment of a word, right? So when you hear this has got an 8,000 token here, let me flip here. When you hear ChatGPT has an 8,000 token context window, you shouldn't have to think about that. That is for people like Pate to think about. So tokens are basically just the way these machine learning models handle information. There are about 75% words available for the number of tokens that you're given. So if you're given 8,000 words, if you're given 8,000 tokens, you have about a 6,000 word context window. Now, what's a fucking context window? So your phone is actually a really good example. If you're viewing a text document on your phone and you make the text really small, whatever you can see on your screen, that's kind of your context window, right? It's a similar metaphor to ChatGPT's context window. So the text starts at the bottom and then it scrolls up and it scrolls up and it scrolls up. And so let's say the first thing that you put there is, I want you to act like a silly goose, right? And so the phrase, I want you to act like a silly goose is there, and then you start typing and it's acting like a silly goose, and you're having silly goose interactions, and then all of a sudden ChatGPT stops acting like a silly goose. And you're like, well, what the fuck just happened? Well, silly goose went out of the context window. And if you didn't remind it somewhere in this conversation that you wanted it to act like a silly goose, it essentially just forgets. So in ChatGPT 4, you have about 6,000 words. How do you voice chat with it? So how you voice chat with, you can do it right now with Pi and with ChatGPT. You do it with ChatGPT with their app only, and same with Pi for whatever reason. I got Pi's website to do it once, and then the next time I went back, I couldn't get it to do it. I think they took the feature away. But anyway, Mr. K all day. So essentially, if you use most of your tokens, it will start to forget the conversation. Correct. So, and this is why, Mr. K, why a lot of people use Claude instead of ChatGPT is that Claude has 120,000 token context window. So what's the famous book? I don't know. Like famous novels are, could be in like the 50,000 word range. So if you have 120,000 token context window, that means you've got about 85,000 words. Okay? So with Claude, you can literally paste an entire novel or an entire screenplay or an entire research paper into the prompt. And what's cool, what Claude does, which is really cool. So if I do that, let me see, do I still have my screenplay up? Yes, I do. So here's the screenplay I have. So it's 120 pages. So if I go to ChatGPT, so here's fancy ChatGPT that can do everything, and Pate claims that all I am is a sycophant for Sam Altman. It's not true, Pate, because watch. I paste in my screenplay and I say, read this. And then it goes, oops, the image you did was so long. Finally understood why it forgets what we're talking about. Yeah, exactly. So now watch this. I go over to Claude.ai. I'll continue with my little Google account. That's Google single sign-on. You know why I use Google single sign-on? Because I want Google to know everything about me. So I just pasted it. And look what Claude does. It turns it into a pasted document. It says 145K, 4,813 extracted lines. And then I can say, please summarize this. And it's going to go now read my screenplay. Now, you can do this with ChatGPT. But what you do with ChatGPT is you upload it as a file, right? But that's different than having a larger chat context window. Claude has a larger chat context window. So one of the ways that I use Claude is when I take these videos, I've got a really long prompt that I wrote to turn the YouTube transcript from my 2.5, 3 hour long videos into a YouTube description and chapters. And so I go to YouTube, I copy the transcription, I come to Claude, paste it in there, and then paste in my prompt that knows how to, I've figured out ways to make it do that. And then it makes me a YouTube description, title description, and chapters. It's really cool. This is really great info. Thank you. You're welcome. Here's a summary. The script centers around Jack, a Vietnam War veteran who owns a fishing boat in Washington State. In a flashback, Jack is shown serving as a helicopter pilot in Vietnam, along with his close friend and partner, Snake. After Snake apparently dies in a helicopter crash, and another friend is killed, Jack returns home with money from Snake to buy a fishing boat. Bum, 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 bum. So I read my whole fucking screenplay and wrote a little synopsis of it. How cool is that? So, how did I know that? You just got to get curious about this shit. You've got to stumble onto it. If you go to something like Perplexity, I don't know what Perplexity's context window is. I assume it's not that big. Please summarize this. Paste. Huh. I guess it read it. Yeah, I read it. All right, so Perplexity's got a big context window. Want more AI resources? Join us at the salon.ai. Yep, I'll talk about that in a second here, Brendan. That's awesome. Thank you. So Perplexity surprised me there and actually ate that screenplay and, chewed it up and spit it out. It did it really fast, too. There's a lot of people in this channel that are huge fans of Perplexity. I was just given access to the pro version of it for a year because I bought a Rabbit R1 because I know how to live and make good life choices. But one of the really cool things about Perplexity, it's got this thing called focus. So if I just want to search, if I want it to answer me questions, but I only want it to use academic research as the source material, I could say, how can I chapterize video using AI for the visual elements, understanding the question. Let's see. Scene changes, object recognition. Look at this. So it says, what specific visual elements okay, not for nothing, people. Now I'm getting excited. I know I have known for a while I need to do more with Perplexity because people seem excited about it, and I didn't know why. So Perplexity now has this thing in it called Copilot, which is actually unfortunate because that's Microsoft's whole fucking product name is Copilot. So they shouldn't have named a feature within their competitor of Copilot the name of their competitor. Anyway. These are the people making this technology are research labs. They're not marketers, people. We've got to give them some grace, but that's really dumb. Anyway, they knew it was coming. They knew it was called GitHub Copilot. They knew it was coming. Anyway, so I asked it, how can I chapterize video? And then Copilot says, what specific visual elements do you want to use for chapterization? Scene changes, object recognition, emotional detection. So I just want to do the visual things right now. I might want to do object detection later, but I can go back and try that. And then if yes, throw it in here. What's exciting about this to me is that this essentially just wrote a little mini application for us. So it took my question, it thought about it, and then it said, hey, in order for me to give a better question here, let me put some interface together. So it put together, multi-choice, check boxes, asked me that, and now it's going to go respond, right? I'll be curious to see if it brings up any papers. That's what I was hoping it would do. We'll see. We'll see. Related. So it didn't give us any of that stuff. How accurate? What benefits? So I can say, please show me any papers that talk about tech that does this. Searching Scholar found 8 sources. Show 5 more. So here's 8 papers. Robust and real-time handling of something. Real-time hand detection and tracking of monocular video. So the thing to understand here, folks. Why does he sing like that? That's really annoying, isn't it? Yeah, that's what he does. It's annoying. Is he trying to chase people out? Sometimes he does, yeah. Sometimes people run away scared. But they come back. He's harmless. He's got a nice dog. Do 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 do. Okay, so at the AI Salon, which I'm going to talk about in a second, we have this page called AI Salon Tool Recommendations. And in this list, the thing at the top is ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is still the damn best. When that changes, it will no longer be at the top. If that changes. No one's caught him yet. But then right below ChatGPT, I've got what I consider the 4 biggies of large language models: Claude, Bard, Perplexity, and Copilot from Microsoft. See, here's a whole product called Copilot Perplexity. You might want to rechange your feature name, unless that's because Microsoft invested money in you and then it's on purpose. Which maybe it is, who knows? And then you've got specialty large language models like Pi, Grok, Llama 2, which Llama 2 is actually a whole world of open source large language models. So if you are frustrated with the safety guardrails of big commercial tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity, then you can go build your own shit without any safety guardrails on it. And there's Poe. So I've got right now, and this list, I personally maintain this list. This is my curated list. This is, in my opinion, shit you should know about. And what I can promise you is, if it's on this list, it won't be a waste of your time, with the sole exception of Grok, which is just stupid right now. But it's got a sense of humor, so if you want to see a ChatGPT that can make jokes, Grok is kind of funny. But it's just not useful, and it costs you $16 a month to be able to watch it make stupid jokes. But it's going to get better, right? Elon Musk's going to make sure that thing turns real. So it's there. it's there just in anticipation of it not sucking at some point in the future. But at some point, I'm going to go play with Grok, and it's going to be really good, right? At some point, I'm going to like what I just discovered with Perplexity, that it's kind of writing this little mini computer application for me to be able to, refine my search. That's pretty slick. Every time I go use one of these tools, some new thing shows up. Like Microsoft Copilot. Yesterday, I discovered that it's got Copilot GPTs. So it's got a vacation planner, a cooking assistant, a fitness trainer. So Microsoft invested $10 billion in OpenAI. OpenAI's got these things called GPTs. Microsoft has this thing called Copilot, which is like ChatGPT. And now it has these things called Copilot GPTs. And we knew this was coming, but this wasn't part of the site 2 weeks ago. And now it is. And so If you want to be AI literate for the next 18 months, you just need to be curious. And you need to be adventurous. And you need to be in community. Because there's so much happening so fast. And it's changing just dramatically. That if you're not in a community of people that is figuring this shit out with you, it gets, what I can promise you is it gets very overwhelming, very stressful, very, like you just feel like you can't ever possibly learn enough. And you're like, oh my God, everybody knows more than I do. Help, what's there to do? If you can find a community that you can connect with so you can learn these tools, you're going to be okay. That's what this group is, the salon.ai. So I want you to go to that website. Now, this doesn't cost any money, so I'm not trying to sell you anything. Like,
You can make money with ChatGPT.
that's not this. If I turn this channel into a sleazy commerce channel, I'll let you know. Right? I won't make fun of it with a gold button. I'll actually just go, you can make money with ChatGPT. Just send me $19.95 a month. We might go there. I might turn this into an NPC channel where I just say hot dog, rabbit, and then make lots of money. I might twerk, right? If I need money, I might twerk. We could turn this into a twerking channel. Do you see all those Minnesota dancers doing their twirls? I could turn it into a dance competition channel where all I do is just dance for hours. But it's not there right now. And neither is the Salon. So the Salon, this is a group that I started the week after ChatGPT came out because I've been in this movie before. I was an entrepreneur in the early days of the World Wide Web in the mid-90s in New York City and started a similar group called the World Wide Web Artists Consortium. And what I learned back then is that when you're this early, when you're at the beginning of the thing that is going to change the world, and you recognize that before other people do, one, it's really exciting. And two, you will feel like a clueless idiot for a lot of years. Why? Because you can't get a degree in this right now. Well, but you can go to Stanford and get a degree in machine learning. Yep, but that's not this. ChatGPT, November 30th, 2022, so just over a year ago, marks the beginning of a new era. Just like the World Wide Web marked the beginning of a new era for the internet. The internet had been around for decades. And Tim Berners-Lee comes up with this hypertext transfer protocol thingy that allows you to underline a word and do some magical prompt behind the scenes that when you click on that word, it takes you to some other server halfway around the world. And so the World Wide Web went from a command line interface that only researchers and scientists and engineers used because they love command line interfaces to click, 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 click. And the rest of us got to use it. And so being there at the beginning of that was absolutely remarkable. But nobody knew how to build websites. Nobody knew what websites were. Like browsers didn't exist. Like the browsers that had images in them did not exist. I created one of the first online magazines, a magazine called Urban Desires, and the first couple of issues, all of the images are left justified on the page because the center tag didn't apply to images. It was that early, right? That's where we are with AI right now. The difference with AI is the tools are significantly more sophisticated and there's an entire infrastructure in place to be able to deliver them, right? So that's what allowed, when ChatGPT was launched, It went from 0 users to 100 million users in 6 weeks. Word of mouth only. OpenAI didn't think ChatGPT was a big deal. They thought maybe it would get a blog post or two and 5,000 comments. That's what they said the night before they launched it. 6 weeks later, they had 100 million users. Word of mouth only. Holy shit, right? So what I know is nobody knows what they're doing right now. So the only way to navigate this space is do it with others, right? So like, why is there a crew here heading off into the promised land through all the adventure and toil of the adventure? Because that's it. This I know. Like this I know. There's a lot of stuff on this channel I don't know, right? There's a lot of stuff on this channel I'm just bullshitting my way through because nobody knows anything, including me. But what I know is that we're so early in this thing, and it is so profound and so different, and we so don't know what these tools are, how they work, what the implications of them are, what work is going to look like, what our jobs are going to look like, if we're going to have jobs, how we're going to have jobs, how money gets made. All of that shit's going to change. But that's going to take 10 or 15 or 20 years. But the next 3 years are the primordial soup of that future. And so all you have to do is be in the conversation. Show up to my fucking lives. Cindy Kuhn is at the airport right now getting ready to fly to Asia. She's got some hours to kill, and she's here. I think that says a little bit more about her than us, right? No, but she's inspired by this. Oh, what's Cindy Kuhn's job, by the way? She's a futurist. She's been a futurist for decades. She's a futurist. She is lit on fire about what's happening with generative AI. She is lit on fire about being part of this community. As are a lot of the irregulars, the people that show up here regularly, we call them the irregulars. They come here night after night after night after night. And you're like, but Kyle, you're supermodel beautiful. Of course they come night after night. I get it. I get it. Thank you for the compliment. It's super sweet of you. I'm like an old fat guy on TikTok. Why are people coming here night after night after night? Because on a regular basis, we'll stumble onto something where it's like, oh, holy shit, that changes things. And then we'll say, ooh, the GPT Store is coming out. It's going to change everything. Everyone's going to be great. Maybe you won't need GPT-4 to use GPTs. We're going to make money because he said there'd be revenue sharing. And then they launch the store and we all kind of collectively discover, fuck, well, that was a dud. Most people haven't even heard of ChatGPT, much less have a point of view on the ChatGPT store. It's impossible to learn at all. Just pick things that are of interest, that interest you the most. That's exactly it, Source Camp, is just find the shit that resonates with you and start playing. And then why you do it with other people is that someone with a completely different skill set, you know, just like when you go on an adventure, like if we were going to write this as a screenplay, right? You're going to have the person that does the magic, you're going to have the muscle, you're going to have the mage, you're going to have the wizard, you're going to have the really smart lock picker. Everyone's got different skills, right? So no one's got all the skills right now, even to learn this stuff. Because you keep coming back night after night, Kyle, and we have FOMO. Exactly. Well, there's a selfish reason that I keep coming back night after night here. And that's that it keeps me in the conversation. I just know about myself. I am easily distracted. It's one of the joys and tyrannies of my brain, right? It's neurospiciness at its best. And I know that this is too important not to be in the conversation. It's too important. I was looking at AutoGen, seems really great. Yeah, the autonomous agent stuff is really exciting. I'm sitting on the sidelines with that stuff right now just because I don't have time to dig around in the open source, the more technical stuff. But yeah, it's if you're technical at all, playing around with the open source projects like AutoGen and LangChain and things like that, it's actually really important. All right, so you go there, you go to the salon.ai, and it's going to take you to a link tree. And the first link is to the AI Salon community. The second link is actually really interesting too. If you click on that, it takes you to a thing called the GPT for Good directory. This was something that I teamed up with Ann Murphy from Empowered Fundraiser, and then Vicky Baptiste built this website for us in real time while we were doing this event. So in 7 days, we put together this event where we were going to teach as many people as we could how to make GPTs for nonprofits. This was in anticipation of the store coming out, was the idea. We wanted to teach as many people as possible to build GPTs for nonprofits. And in 24 hours, we did 8 sessions. Ann did 4, I did 4. This community built and shared more than 150 GPTs for nonprofits. And so you can just go see, like, they're super inspiring, and the site's beautiful. And then what Vicky did was she took the instructions that we gave people for the event, and she built a page here. So if you go to this page and you want to make your own GPT for a nonprofit, or frankly for anything, it's 8 steps, and they're really easy. Like, building a GPT is copying and pasting that pair of sentences and replacing the bracketed things with your org name and website of the nonprofit. That little thing will build your GPT. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, that's that. But if you go to the AI Salon community and go to the Welcome to the Salon section, you'll see that groovy picture that was made in DALL-E. Not that it matters, but it was. We're a community of extraordinary adventurers exploring the AI unknown. And, extraordinary adventurers, why adventurers? Like, we're choosing to be on this adventure. And, it's funny. Like, it's good and nerdy to have a good, kind of D&D action and, fantasy adventure kind of theme. But if you think about the fear going on right now with AI, the fear and the anger, and people are afraid of it, and it's going to kill. What if the robots kill us? And it's stealing, and it's ruining artists' lives, and all that sort of stuff going on. It's kind of like in one of those fantasy novels or those fantasy movies where we just keep hearing that people go out into the woods and they don't come back. And then we keep hearing large roars in the distance. And there's all this fear of what's out there. And it becomes clear that something needs to be done. But nobody wants to go fucking out in those woods because they know they're not coming back, right? And like whatever that thing is that's making all that noise, it sounds scary as fuck. And then what happens? Someone in the community goes, "We gotta go. I'm gonna go. I'll be the muscle." And then, someone else goes, well, I can do magic spells. And someone else goes, and right? And so the five or seven merry adventurers put their wacky band together. 3 of them don't want to be there. 1 of them's an asshole. 2 of them are super nice and are going to fall in love. Like, we know the whole story. But they choose to go on that adventure. They choose to do it. And it ends up saving the town, and it ends up transforming them, right? It's Joseph Campbell. It's the hero's journey. So this is a community of people that are choosing to be on this adventure. This is a community of people that, in the face of their friends and family going, you know what, Sally? I don't want to hear about AI anymore. AI's stupid. Why are you talking about AI all the time? It used to be so cool, and now it's just like AI. And do you ever go to the AI Learning Lab on TikTok? I don't care about TikTok. I don't care about your stupid AI Learning Lab. And they keep going, yeah, I know you're scared, but you want to see something cool? You want to see something cool? I don't even know what a GPT is or does. I'll show you in a second here, June Mary. So anyway, so come here and just know that that's who this community is. And so we talk about that. And then we also talk about our values. And the values are really important to me. Please read them. If you come here, if this is sounding exciting to you, I'm talking it up. It doesn't cost anything, by the way. You're like, oh, sure, here it comes. It's going to be $49.95 a month for the next 5 months. No, it doesn't cost you anything. It's free. But it does have a cost. I want you to read the values. My request is read the values. And take them in. Curiosity. We want people that are curious. Generosity. This is a big one. I don't want people in here that learn some shit and hoard it. I want people in here that are like, oh, I figured out something cool. Oh, how'd you do that? Well, I took this and I duct taped it together with that, and then it made this, and then this is what came out. And people are like, holy shit, that's amazing. That's generosity. When you're this early in a new era, you can afford to be generous. In fact, it's a requirement. Because nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. And the thing that you learn that you think is the proprietary gold that's going to make you rich is going to be completely useless 2 months from now. Because the technology will have moved on. So you might as well share it with the community and everyone gets to learn. Generosity. Exploration. How do I know about Perplexity? How do I know about Claude? How do I because I'm like, I gotta go figure this out. Let's go into the woods. Let's start mapping it. Collaboration. Do it with other people. Connect with other people. Be generous. Connect with other people. Thank you, Empower. And I know I'll show you how to make a GPT because we've got to explain what they are and how to make them. But we're gonna make one tonight. Inclusion. People come from all over. There are artists in here. There are technologists in here. There are PhD mathematicians. This guy Kyle's the real deal. Thank you, Rock. Appreciate that. There's blind people in here. Rudy's in here from South Africa. There's people from all over the world. Every imaginable profession, every imaginable level of understanding of this stuff, including, I was just scrolling through TikTok and I thought it was Fat Alec Baldwin, and now I'm just, what's he talking about? That level of experience is absolutely fine here. And that person that is that clueless about AI right now will probably be the one that gives you some remarkable breakthrough 6 months from now. Because they're bringing some life experience or some way of looking at the world that you never would have considered. And they'll use tools differently than you do. So that's why you include people. And the final one is empathy. This shit's scary. It is scary. And as excited as I am about this, and as evangelistic as I am, and as much as this seems like, Jesus, he's up on a soapbox. This shit's also really scary, right? This is existential. If you're an artist, if you've been an illustrator for 30 years, and you go look at what Midjourney can do, it's a little, how do they say, fucking terrifying. If you've been a copywriter for 20 years in the ad business, and all of a sudden there's a thing that can write 150 ads in 38 seconds, and they're good because it also wrote the creative brief, that's fucking terrifying. So this is a community that understands that sometimes people are going to come in here and they're going to be pissed off. They're going to be scared. And they're going to be like, this is evil. Your people are evil. Yep. We understand. I understand how that feels like that. Want to see something cool? So anyway, go join. And then my request is, if you like all that, in the community section of the site, the very first thing we have is introduce yourself. So my request is use your real name. Ideally, put your picture there if you're comfortable, because we want to get to know one another. And then introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do. Tell us where you are on this journey. My daughter-in-law in the Philippines says you can make money with ChatGPT.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
That's awesome. And then also what you should do, so after you introduce yourself, go to the Show and Tell channel. So the Show and Tell channel is just a fucking blast. So every night when I'm doing this, because, I'm all over the place, right? So as people that come here regularly are like, oh, here goes Kyle off on one of his tangents, they'll start collaborating and jamming and making images and sharing them here. And they take, little stupid things I say and they turn it into, there you go, little memes, right? And it's happening in real time. And like some of the shit's beautiful. Some of the shit's hilarious. A lot of the stuff is trolling me in the best possible way. These are amazing. Oh, it's Valentine's coming up, right? Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Nice. Nice, Papa JJ. Ooh, that's cool. Wow. That's pretty gorgeous. The hand shadows with the people as the object. Wow, that's super cool. Corey Sandler, everything is moving so fast. Them haves. Wait, for them haves, but the have-nots need this technology too. Well, that's the other thing about this technology is it provides superpowers to everyone that really uses it. Oh, thank you so much, Jen. Okay, let's go talk about GPTs. So anyway, check out Show and Tell. Also, the other thing that you should check out here is the AI tools and resources. So that's where this list is that I personally curate. And so in this list is, if you're brand new to this stuff, just start with ChatGPT. If you can afford the $20 a month, pay the $20 a month. And what I have listed here is what are the features that you get with GPT-4 that you don't get with GPT-3. Here's what you get with GPT-3. Here's all the additional stuff you get with ChatGPT-4. Every one of these bullets is a whole separate rabbit hole. So if you're just getting started, just start here. Knowledge is power, something. I didn't see the rest of that. And then I've got 8 other large language models. We'll add more if more come, and they probably will. I've got a bunch of image generation tools, DALL-E 3, Midjourney, Krea, Decohere, which is really interesting and fascinating. Leonardo, which started as just kind of like a stable diffusion web front end for image generation. As Stable Diffusion is launching more and more open source models, like things that make video and do real time, they're adding it all to Leonardo. So this is turning into an incredibly sophisticated tool. Then you got Firefly from Adobe. Then we've got video creation, bunch of tools there. And then music and audio. Then 3D worlds and objects. And to be fair, 3D worlds and objects right now, this is very thin. There's probably a hell of a lot more than this. But like, this is a whole separate universe, right? Like when you're getting into 3D stuff, it gets much more technical. I'm kind of waiting for this world to simplify and get better. Kind of like video's done now. Like you can go to Runway ML right now or Pika Labs and generate some pretty sexy fucking video without knowing much technically. A lot of people in Show and Tell are sharing there. And then I've got people to follow. Ethan Mollick, David Shapiro, Paul Reitzer, and Rachel Woods are the biggies that I think are important voices right now. All right, so that's that. All right, now. You're talking about these GPTs. What are GPTs? If you don't know what GPTs are, that is perfectly normal. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, that's perfectly normal. In fact, McKinsey did a report. I don't know why this isn't reloading. McKinsey did a report 2-3 months ago where they tracked the adoption of ChatGPT. I assume they just did this in the US, but it might be global. I have ADD. I don't pay attention to details like this. But here are the big broad strokes of the study. At the beginning of 2023, 88% of people had not used ChatGPT. In, I think it was November of 2023, 82% of people had not used ChatGPT. So we made a 6-point increase in 2023. As much of a big deal as it seemed, 18% of human beings in whatever the story was, I think the US, have used ChatGPT. More than 80% have not used it. Now, of that 18% that have used it, that probably includes people that have used it once, right? Which is probably a lot of them. Oh yeah, it's just like Google, I get it. And then they use it once and they've never come back. So let's say a third of that 18% actually uses ChatGPT with any level of regularity. That's less than 10%, right? 6, right? 3 times 6 is 18. Pate, I need your PhD math thing. Let's say 6% of people use ChatGPT with any regularity. So if you're like, I don't know what these things are, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you're in the majority. We're early. And here's the good news about that. If you step into this community, if you join the adventure, there's a lot of opportunity here for anyone that joins right now, the next 18 months. You just need to be AI literate. Okay, so ChatGPT itself. What is ChatGPT? Perfect question. Thank you for asking it, Mr. Hammer. Okay. ChatGPT is what's called a large language model. And I'm going to unpack. Okay, I'm going to call it an audible here. We're going to props. So what people in this channel know is that even though this looks like just a normal TikTok channel, and I look like just like an old dude with t-shirts, this is a $20 million video production facility. So the production values here are much higher than you think. So I'm going to show you, I'm using some props to explain some shit. This might just look like a box of a laptop stand that was sent to me along with a bottle of Blanton's, but no. This is a prop from our studio, from our fancy studio. Okay, so this box represents GPT-4. You're like, well, that's ChatGPT. No, it's not. GPT-4 is this box. What's that box? Well, if you open the box, look at what's in it. Nothing. So what did they put in it? So ChatGPT, the GPT in GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. The T, the transformer part, is just the technology. In 2017, Google released this paper called Attention is All You Need, and they invented this thing called the transformer. Nobody thought it was a big deal at the time. It turned out it was the seminal paper of all of the shit that we're playing with today. What the transformer did was let these machine learning models be trained on massive amounts of data with massive amounts of compute power in the form of GPUs, graphic processing units. And what it turns out is the more data you throw at these things and the more compute power that you throw at these things, the better they get. And so Sam Altman and the OpenAI team recognized this very early on. And what they did, starting with GPT-1, then GPT-2, then GPT-3, which was 2020, and then GPT-4, was they went and they got as much of the public internet as they could, and they embedded it. They did this special treatment of all that data that turned it into points. It doesn't matter. These things called vectors. So So they took as much of the public internet as they could get. They put it in this special form and they dumped it into this box. So when you're playing with ChatGPT, you're actually sort of tapping into 40, 50 years of humanity, whatever humanity dumped onto the public internet. As much of that as OpenAI could get is what's in this box. Which is one of the reasons it's so remarkable. And like the fact that this box can hold all that shit is remarkable. Okay. ChatGPT is an application that's built on top of this thing, right? So this is just a thing that makes it simple. Like the little search bar that looks like the Google search bar, that's part of ChatGPT. And when you type something in, it takes what you typed in, it goes down into this thing and pulls it up. I'm gonna give you something just because it's funny. So Microsoft has this thing called Copilot, which is essentially ChatGPT 4 for free. So there's your $20 a month ChatGPT, and there's Copilot, which is free. And you're like, but Kyle, why would I not use Microsoft's ChatGPT for free? Because if I want to,
You can make money with ChatGPT.
I don't want to spend all my money here when I can have it for free here. Okay. Why these are both kind of similar is they're both calling the same underlying data. They're both using the same model, but they're actually different applications. What happened with Copilot, it was called Bing Chat at the time. When it first came out, it was really good. And it was kind of decently unrestricted. You could have really long talks with it. You could ask it anything. And so Kevin Roose, who's the tech reporter for the New York Times, he said, I'm going to go talk to Bing Chat. And he had a 4-hour conversation with it. Turns out its name was Sydney. And she kind of took a liking to old Kevin. And she told him that she loved him and that he should really leave his wife for her. Bing Chat kind of lost her mind. Sydney lost her mind. So Kevin Roose, being a New York Times reporter, screenshotted that, turned in the piece to his editors, and they put it on the cover of the New York Times. So here's what Microsoft did to Bing Chat. They lobotomized it. This is Sydney's brain. They put that off to the side, and she is but a hollow shell of herself. So this is ChatGPT. This is Copilot. And that's why this is worth $20 a month. Okay. That's what it is. I mean, that's sort of how it works. So this application, this blue box on top of that big box, it's sitting on top of this this giant thing. And the other two letters, so I talked about transformers, the technology. The GP in GPT stands for generative, meaning it's generating content, and the P stands for pre-trained. That's that it's been pre-trained on all of the internet. So you don't need to bring any data. It kind of knows all the shit, right? And it knows a lot, and it's getting better and better and better. And GPT-5 is even going to be better. And Llama 3 from Meta is being trained up on just massive amounts of compute power. It's going to be awesome. So these things are going to get better and better, but they're very, very powerful right now. So you can kind of ask them anything. So I'm going to flip over to GPT-3, and I'm going to do what I call parlor tricks. And just parlor tricks are just, if you don't know what these things can do, these things can kind of melt your face a bit. And what we call them in here is you'll have a Kevin McAllister moment, right? Where when you see what these things can do, you kind of go, oh, shit's different now. And that, by the way, once you have that and get into this world, those things just keep happening. Okay, so if I go in here and I say, let's see, explain quantum mechanics for me in an M&M rap. Oh, it did M&Ms like the candy. So, no, I meant the rapper. please write a rap in the style of Eminem that explains quantum mechanics. There we go. All right, so it'll just do that. Now, I can say, explain the difference between quantum mechanics and gummy bears, but format it in a table. Sure, here's a table comparing quantum mechanics and gummy bears. So the G in GPT stands for generative. It's generating this stuff, right? It's not copying and pasting this. This didn't exist anywhere. And it wrote it that quick. The nature of study, a branch of physics dealing with the behavior of particles at a quantum level. Gummy bears, a tasty and chewy candy treat. Now wrap it with your hat sideways. Exactly. Then I could do, make me a Python application that asks someone 5 questions and determines if they're thinking more about quantum mechanics or more about gummy bears. And it will write you this Python code. And this code works. Like, you can take this over to Replit and make shit. If you're like, well, I'm a coder. I'm an engineer. My son's going to school for computer science. Should he not be learning? Yeah. This is why this stuff's scary and exciting. The engineers that are embracing AI are dramatically increasing their productivity, and these tools are getting incredibly powerful. Okay. So then you go to GPT-4, and GPT-4 does even more, right? So GPT-4, you can do things like make me a wide image of a 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory. And it will just start making images. So GPT-4, it's got image generation. You can talk to it. It can talk to you. It can see images and understand them. It can do advanced data analysis. It's connected to the internet. You can give it a personality. So just this stuff's crazy. Okay. And when I talk about if you're brand new to this stuff, where you should start is with ChatGPT. It's because all of these tools are so sophisticated that you don't really need to leave it to do remarkable stuff. Now, if you want to do video or if you want to do songs, there's specialty stuff. You can go do all that, but it's really easy to get distracted when you're just getting started because there's so fucking much. So if you just stick with this one tool and just understand what this one tool can do, it is a window into what's possible, and it's kind of a glimpse into what's coming. Okay? It's janky, it lies to you, it makes mistakes, it confidently answers you even if it's wrong. I like to call it mansplaining as a service. Like all the good men in your life confidently answer you even if they're wrong. Okay, so what's a GPT? So a GPT, so what OpenAI did 2 months ago, November 6th, 2.5 months ago, is they launched these things called GPTs. And what GPTs are is they are customized, personalized versions of ChatGPT that you can share, that you can author, you can create them, and you can share with the world. Okay? So 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory it's just like one of those parlor trick prompts that I like 70s muscle cars. And one of the ways when I first go to an image generation tool, I'll just type in that prompt and just see what it does. Like Midjourney is amazing, and Midjourneys always look good. Other tools, like when I first used Adobe Firefly, I said 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory, and it made muscle cars that were no later than 1962. And what that told me about Adobe Firefly, because they trained it on public domain images and non-copywritten images, is that it didn't have any 70s muscle cars in its training data. Like, so just using the same prompt across services can sometimes teach you stuff. But I like muscle cars. So I created a GPT called, if I type in 70s, called the 70s Muscle Car Machine. So design a dream 1970s resto mod in 3 simple steps. And what I remember being a kid is that muscle cars, like you could get these posters that you ordered from your school that you could hang in your room of these cool muscle cars. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool for people to be able to just, go do that again, make a cool poster for their room, do the little nostalgia thing. Now, is everyone going to be into muscle cars? No. Most people just wouldn't care to do this. Like they wouldn't even think to run ChatGPT down this rabbit hole. But I'm into that. And so what it allows is anyone to take anything they're interested in and turn it into something that's super cool. So just watch what this does. So I've got this pre-written question here. I'm ready to design my dream car. So if you click on that, and by the way, if you have access to GPT-4, ChatGPT, go to Explore GPTs and type in 70s muscle car machine. You can make one along with me. So I say, I'm ready to design my dream car. First thing it's going to do is ask me for the model. So let's go with let's go 67 Mustang Fastback. But it's a 70s muscle car machine. 67 Mustang Fastback, what an iconic choice. Let's move to the second question. What color and finish? Let's go silver with black stripes. And so the GPT is an application, right? It's walking me through this process. That's fantastic. What do you want? Let's see. Let's do a sexy hood scoop and racing tires. Now it's creating an image. Didn't you make a song that was an homage to Sydney? I did. I'll play it for you. It's actually pretty good. I really like it. Boom. Stang. Like if you were a kid in the 70s, I mean this feels familiar, right? Like and so I coded this thing in such a way, or coded is a generous word. I wrote the prompts in such a way that it asks you these questions. It asks you 3 questions, and then upon those 3 questions, it comes up with a nickname for the car and puts that in big bold letters above it and makes you a poster. Now, you could go learn to prompt all that yourself. You could do this all yourself, but you can just go find these GPTs like Corey Sandler's. This is a crazy one. What's it called? The Pottery? Is it going to come up here? Pottery Wheel. Pottery Prodigy? Is that it? No. Crap. I got to remember the name of this one. Pottery Glaze? I didn't realize how powerful it was regarding coding. So Capture Card Company. Pottery Whisperer Pro. Okay. Oh, she's still in here. Hi, Corey. Pottery Whisperer. This one just blows me away. Pro, because like similar to my muscle car one, like Corey's an amazing artist, an amazing ceramicist, and so what this is this will help you design glaze recipes. And so this is my favorite one. Create a random glaze for cone 6 pottery. And I didn't know what cone 6 was. Do you know what cone 6 is? No. Well, dumb. Cone 6 is a temperature range. I had no fucking idea what cone 6 was, but this thing told it to me. But now look what it's doing. So it's saying the glaze type, mystical emerald sea, rich emerald green. The surface type is glossy with subtle crystalline effects. Cone temperature, cone 6. Firing atmosphere, oxidation. I don't know what any of this shit means. Specific gravity, 1.45. You got to know your specific gravity, as well as your alumina to silica ratio. Everybody knows that. You're not a potter if you're not thinking about your alumina to silica ratio. And then it gives you the recipe. But then watch what you can do. Let me see what this would look like. And it fucking does! And this is the shit where I there's creating the image. This is the shit where this is where Pate and I differ, where he says, oh, error creating the image. Well, let's see. Let me try again for the image. It's all just mathematics that's making this possible, but this is fucking magic. I'm sorry, this is magic. and it's like, you know, she's got a lifetime of experience, and she understands the joy of it didn't do the glaze right. Let me see. Show me an example of the glaze you just created. We'll try it again. But this takes, you know, like a lifetime of her experience, and it makes that knowledge accessible to people that are just getting started in this. And that's what these GPTs are. All right, it broke again. And also, the other thing about these GPTs, try again. The other thing about all 100% of all of the AI tools that we're playing with today are janky pieces of shit. Just know that. I designed one called Chitulu Vision, which transforms your surroundings into Lovecraft photos. Super cool. That's great. Anyway, this is broken. It's not making images, but oh wait, did it make one? Oh no, it just made that image. But try this. My GPT-4 is janking out right now. But go play with this. It's fucking amazing. And you can just go explore the store and find a bunch of those things. Okay, now back to, I don't know if anyone's still in here before that was like, how do you Cthulhu? Yeah, exactly. How do you make one of these things? It is trivially simple to make one. Now, it's not trivially simple to make them good, but if you join the AI Salon, there's a bunch of people in there that participated in the GPT for Good challenge that have made dozens and dozens and dozens of these now. So anyway, you click on Create on the Explore page. Wow, it could redefine transportation altogether. Home surgeon. This is why this channel exists, because when people have their Kevin McAllister moment, I didn't know it could do that. It could do that. These systems, I don't even know what to fucking call them. These platforms, like ChatGPT 4 and the other tools, the other large language models, are general knowledge systems. And they're incredibly capable. And as Sam Altman describes it, ChatGPT 4 is really just practice. That's how he defined it at Davos last week. This is really just allowing us to practice with what's coming. So if you can start to get your head around what ChatGPT 4 makes possible, yeah, it's like every single thing is going to be revolutionized. Every single thing. From science to art to math to just all of it. All of it. I asked for a squirrel riding a shark the other day and it was beautiful. Awesome, Cookie. Yeah, it's good at that. Okay. So how I got here, so this is the GPT builder within ChatGPT. So on the left-hand side, this is where you make it. This is where you do your this is where you will it into existence. And then over here's where it shows up and it's instant. And so on the left-hand side, there's two modes. There's the create mode and there's the configure mode. The configure mode, you can upload an image, name it, describe it, write a prompt, write some questions, upload files. But you got to think, like, this is like coding. If you're not a coder, this is intimidating. So what they did was they put ChatGPT as the interface to build these things. So the hardest thing to do is to come up with something to build. So here's what I would strongly suggest. Take something you're passionate about. The GPT Builder is the most exciting change in software since the mouse. Tired Runner, I totally agree. I actually wrote a piece. If you go to LinkedIn, I wrote a piece on this because I think this is the biggest deal. This is check your LinkedIn app. Oh God, hang on a sec. Resend. I gotta go 17 factor authentic. All right, I'm back. Go to LinkedIn. My handle on LinkedIn is Kyle Shannon. not super creative, but where? Oh, I go to my profile. I'm just trying to get the dawn of the everyday developer. So if you look up dawn of the everyday developer. So this is a piece I wrote, and Lunashtick, Daisy Thomas has also written some pieces on this. I talk about the fact that you've got the fact that you can, with zero coding knowledge, create an incredibly sophisticated application in minutes is like the impact of it is hard to it's hard to state. And even though GPTs can only be used by ChatGPT 4 members and they're janky as shit and they don't always work and nobody knows what to do with them, none of that is relevant. What's relevant is you get to take the power of this fucking insanely powerful engine and you get to bend it to your will. And you get to self-express as a human inside this thing. It's remarkable. So the toughest thing to do is to come up with, what are you going to do with it? I see Ann Murphy's in here. Hello, Ann. Ann Murphy, she and I teamed up to do this GPT for Good challenge. She is remarkable. So when you go in the AI Salon, one of the clubs toward the bottom is called the Weekend GPT Club Challenge. I don't know, whatever it is. But it's her club. Every Saturday, she's got a 2-hour GPT building community. That's a really cool intersection of lots of other communities, but you can join that in the AI Salon. Okay, so we're going to do... I got one. I'd like to create a GPT that makes it very easy for someone who's not sophisticated with wine to pick the right wine for the meal they're about to have. What's going on here? Why did that image get so big and weird? Anyway, whatever. This is the entire prompt. So watch. I'm going to hit submit, updating GPT. It is building this for me right now. And you'll say, oh, boom, there it is. It's over here, done. Great choice. A GPT that helps selecting wines for meals sounds both useful and enjoyable. Let's give it a name that reflects purpose. How about Vino Matchmaker? Does that name work for you? Sure, that's actually not bad. So sure. Now it's generating a profile picture. So it named it for us. Kyle is breaking ChatGPT. I'm totally breaking it. So there's the little image. Video matchmaker. Or Vino Matchmaker. And let's see. What wine pairs well with salmon? I'm having pasta tonight. Any wine suggestions? Could you recommend wine for a vegan dish? So this is done. So I can test it now. Right? What wine would you recommend for a vegan dish? Absolutely. I'd be happy to have it for you. Great. Okay. So then what we're going to do is this. I'm going to go back and we're going to refine this now. And actually, I'll do it over in configure so you can see that. So in general, what I recommend is use the create mode to create it and then do any modifications over in the configure mode. It just works better because if you do it all in the create mode, it can break shit. Okay, so I'm gonna add a modification here. So after you make a wine recommendation, create a 16:9 wide photograph of the glass of wine next to the meal that it was paired with, period. Make the photo high quality as if it came from a glossy magazine. All right. So now, oops. It should just do that. Like I think it updates it in real time. So let's do what wine pairs well with salmon. So actually it's going to create the image first, which is not what I told it to do, but you can go fix that. And by the way, for those of you that said you were going to build GPTs tomorrow, if you're still here, you should be building along with me. I hope you are. So there's our little wine with our salmon. Gave us a Chardonnay. Now, here, so hang with me here. Let's say you've got a vineyard and you've got your wines and you describe them. You could do this for your specific wines, or you could do this for a wine store, or you could do this for a restaurant. I mean, take your, like one of the things that you can do in the configure mode is you can upload files. You could upload knowledge, right? So let's say you've got a wine store. You could put a database of your inventory of your wines with descriptions of the wines, of the brands, with prices. And then on a weekly basis, you could say, here's our wine specials as a separate knowledge that you put in here. And then you could give out this tool for someone to pair wines from your store with the meals that they're having that weekend. And you could put a call to action in here that says, if you want to buy this wine, click here and order it. And we'll deliver it, or whatever it is. Right? So these things can they can get very sophisticated very fast. And then so in the upper right-hand corner now, I'm going to save this. And so I can save it for just myself, anyone with the link, or I can publish it to the store. And we're going to put it in the lifestyle category. And I'm going to confirm that. Boom. So if you go to the GPT store, if you go to Explore GPTs and you search for Vino Matchmaker, you'll see this very GPT. So that's what a GPT is. All right. I gotta get out of here. That was a long fucking rabbit hole. All right. I don't know. Is like giant on mine. Tired runner. What input any code or image you produce by using it, is that legally their property? Wait, what about any code or image you produce using it? Is that legally their? If someone uses your GPT, yeah, I'm pretty sure they can do whatever they want with it. Thank you, Lord Digital Gods. Thank you for the ruses. Very, very nice. Very much appreciated. Say you create something spectacular and try to sell it. You can absolutely try to do that. There's lots of different ways you can try to monetize these things. One way is you could just say, what Suzanne Welker Juergens does is she puts a call to action in her GPTs that says, this GPT was created by her at this company, and you can see a list of all the ones I've built here, and if you want to hire me, click here. Other people are doing calls to action to go to their website to buy stuff. One of the women from the Ann Murphy's GPT weekend thing, her mother did one that had affiliate links in it, and apparently got enough people to use it that she made $30,000 in affiliate commissions since they launched the GPT. So like these things are real. Here's the other thing. Not a lot of people have access to them, right? Like this is only available for GPT-4 users. How's it protected? Wouldn't the AI app also own it since it created it? In terms of don't worry a ton about the IP shit right now. Just assume everything is public domain. Everyone will steal anything you put in your GPT. There are ways that you can discourage people from stealing the shit within your GPT, but these are highly non-secure systems. So don't put anything proprietary in there that you don't want out in the world. And I wouldn't worry a ton about monetizing it right now. The infrastructure is way too janky right now to do it. I would think about it. I would play and experiment and put in affiliate links, and like I would play up one side and down the other, but just don't put too many expectations that this is an infrastructure that is ready for prime time, because it's not. Kyle, the question is owning images, etc. The images that are created out of this, you own. They are original images that are generated. Now, they are derived from a data set where there might be copywritten things in there. But you own them. So how would you implement affiliate links? You'd just build it into the prompts. You'd say, when appropriate, or when you answer a question, or when you recommend a product, let's say you put in a whole bunch of product recommendations. When you recommend a product, include the link. And that link has your affiliate link in it. You could upload a CSV file. So anyway, all right. 32-minute goodbyes. All right, I know. I got to get out of here, people. I got to get out of here. All right. So thank you to everyone that's been here. There's a lot of people in here tonight. Tonight was a little weird, a little odd. We sort of went deep in a lot of places. It wasn't nearly as soapboxy as the other night. So I don't know. So cool, dude. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you as always. Great, Polly Z. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to the irregulars that show up here night after night after night after night. Cindy Kuhn, if you're still here, travel safe. Show and tell. Let me go quickly to show and tell. Then I gotta get out of here. PayPal. Yeah, PayPal. And another thing, Johnson. Code creator. AI learning lab. Nice. Mechanics, you see? You see what we do here? The Rabbit R1, everyone's laughing at him. Yeah, that's me. Very cute. Beautiful. All right. All right, everybody. Are you uploading the videos to YouTube? I didn't do it today, but I will do it tomorrow. Please post this live on YouTube. I want to learn how to do this. Keep coming back here. Keep hanging out. So, everybody, okay, last little thing. I'm going to do one last little ad here. Go to the thesalon.ai. Go there. That's a community of people who, if you're curious about this stuff, you want to be a part of this community. Go there, click on the first link, check it out. Check out about the salon, check out our values. Make sure that you resonate with the values. If you do, this is your people. If you don't, probably not your people. But take them seriously. They're important. That's it. All right, I got to get out of here. Thank you all so much. Let me do a little romper rooming. Thank you, Danielle. Be not afraid. Clarence Hopkins, good to see you. Tobias, thank you. Emilio's wife, Clint Copperhead. Cookie. Brendan, thank you so much. Digital Gods, that's Lord Digital Gods to you. Angelique. Thank you, Kyle and mods. Good night to you all. Exactly, the mods make this manageable somehow. Paulie Z, thank you. Joker, good to see you. Mary. Ooh, that's very beautiful. Robert Rossi, thank you very much. That was super cool. Thank you, Silver Fox. Thank you for the roses. Very much appreciated. Quick Take Jake. Mary. All right. Fantastic, Bob. Tell him what he's won. You've won a new car.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
All right, everybody. Peace out. Thank you, Empower. I appreciate it a lot. Quick Take Jake. Big K, thank you. You're welcome. Robert Rossi, thank you. JRC, good to see you. All right, everybody. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm going to get rid of this giant thing that's all over my face. Peace out. Aloha from Hawaii. Wow. Awesome. Aloha. See you guys tomorrow.